Hey guys, Michael from Copper vs Glass, and in today's video we're going to find out the best leather case for the iPhone 16 Pro. We've got the Andar Aspen and the Mujjo Full Leather Case, so let's take a look. So first up then we have the Andar Aspen case. Now this is available in 11 different colours. Now you've got a little money off voucher in the casing here, and you get that with every case that you get here, so if you do want to buy multiple products from Andar, then you've got a little bit of money off there. Next up then we have the Mujjo Full Leather Case, and this is available in 5 different colourways. Now I do prefer the unboxing side of things with the Mujjo case here. It's just presented a little bit nicer compared to the Andar Aspen, but realistically the unboxing experience with cases is not really anything to write home about. And you can see straight away a pretty big difference with both of these cases. So the Andar Aspen case comes in at around $59. You can sometimes find it for a little bit cheaper, and I have it here in the camel tan colour, and it's got these nice black accents to it and this nice microfiber lining on the inside side of things. Now obviously with every leather case it is going to patina over time, and these are no exception. However, with this Mujjo case, again coming in at $59 and in the dark tan colour, this one is pretty much brand new, so it isn't going to look maybe as worn or as weathered as you're going to find with the Andar Aspen. So with the leather case, the patina side of things is basically where it wears over time, so it means it's going to get maybe a little bit more shiny, a little bit dirty, a little bit scratched up, but that just adds to the overall age and wear of the actual leather case itself. So each individual leather case is going to be unique to its owner. For the camera housing, we've got a nice black metallic ring here on the Andar Aspen case, and then on the Mujjo we've got this nice copper colour that basically matches the colour of the case that you're going to be getting. Now I'm not sure if it comes across very well on camera, but in terms of the camera housing side of things, the Mujjo one is a little bit kind of more shallow. The Andar Aspen one sticks out a little bit more, but that's because the leather on the Andar Aspen goes right up to the edge here, whereas on the Mujjo case it comes up a little bit near the camera housing. So that does mean that the Andar Aspen is going to be the slimmer of the two cases, but realistically once it's on your device you can't really tell too much difference at all. However, one thing that does feel slightly different in the hand is the actual shape of the cases themselves. Now for some reason with the Andar Aspen it's basically got a bit more of a rounder edge to it, making it feel a little bit more like a pebble for example, whereas when you have the Mujjo case it's a little bit more squared off and actually kind of more of a right angle on the edge side of things here. So I'm not sure if you can see, but this is basically much more of a right angle case, and it makes it feel a little bit more square and boxy in the hand, much like with the iPhone, whereas with the Andar Aspen case it gives it a nice little bit of a roundness to it. Again, maybe not something you'll notice on the daily, but I do prefer the overall sizing and the shape of the Andar Aspen case. Now when it comes to the overall buttons and the button layout, they are going to be exactly the same. You're going to have nice metallic buttons here. With the Andar Aspen it's going to be just black buttons on every single case, whereas on the Mujjo you're going to have colour matched buttons to the type of leather that you've got here. You've got very minimal Andar branding on the side here, and then the Mujjo branding is just on the back. Both of them pretty small, not really in your face, and kind of something that I appreciate, especially with a more premium leather case. You don't want this massive branding on the side of your phone for example. And that also follows through with the colour matched power button on the Mujjo and the black button on the Andar Aspen. Now one massive difference between these two cases is how they've handled the camera control cutout of the actual case itself. So as you can see here, one has more of a dipped cutout, one has more of a pill shaped cutout. This is really more down to personal preference with regards to which one you're going to find more comfortable to use. For me, the Andar Aspen one is maybe a slightly too larger cutout, but with the Mujjo case it's a little bit finicky and a little bit deep to actually get in there and use the camera control side of things. All of your cutouts on the bottom for the USB-C and speaker are pretty much exactly the same. However, one thing that I would say is the Mujjo is a slightly larger cutout, allowing for more USB-C cables to be used. On the inside of both of these cases you do have a nice microfiber lining. Now with the Andar Aspen side of things, you can see here that you've got that nice microfiber, you've got the Andar branding down the bottom, 16 Pro for the actual device you're going to be using, and also shows off the round magnet along with the downward alignment magnet, basically just confirming that it is going to be there. Now it's very soft and it feels pretty good, and it's definitely going to protect the back of your device. Now with the Mujjo case you've got that same microfiber lining, the same branding location down the bottom here, and then you've also got the MagSafe magnet on the Mujjo case. It doesn't necessarily show off or kind of promote the downward alignment magnet, but it is definitely there for your MagSafe accessories. Now both cases do feel and look incredible with this leather finish, and also with the Andar Aspen it has that more sort of leather smell to it. It's a little bit strange to kind of explain, but yeah, the Mujjo case doesn't necessarily smell as nice as the Andar Aspen case does. For me, the Andar case just feels way more leathery, if that's even a word, and it just has that more premium quality to it. And the best way that I can actually describe it is the Andar Aspen case feels like it's actually made of leather, whereas the Mujjo case, yes, it feels like leather, looks like it, and kind of smells like it, but it's maybe more of a vegan leather look to it compared to a full grain leather like you get with the Aspen. Now though, onto the overall fit and finish and usability of each of these cases. Of course, starting off with the Andar here, so I've got my iPhone 16 Pro, and it goes in very satisfyingly. It's got that nice click to it. Although it is a very nice, soft, supple leather case, it still has a very nice click to each of the corners when you actually put it into the actual case itself here. As you can see here, you've got your raised camera housing around the back, which I think looks super nice with the camera side of things, and that metal black accent also looks pretty good depending on which iPhone color that you've got. And if you're placing it backside down, you're not going to have any issues at all. Now it is also going to be coated black, so if you scratch it, it's definitely going to be showing. In regards to the front side of things, you do have a nice lay on the table design here with the Andar Aspen. I don't have any sort of screen protector on my device here at the moment. However, if you do have a screen protector on there, it basically makes it flush with the Aspen case, so maybe not offering the best protection if you're going to be placing your phone face side down. Down the bottom, of course, you've got all of your cutouts here for the speaker, USB-C and microphone side of things. And again, I've not had any issues necessarily with USB-C cables, but if you do have slightly larger cables, then the Mujjo is probably going to be the better option there for you. In regards to actually once you get into your device and check out the button side of things, they are extremely clicky and very tactile on the Aspen case. The volume up and down, the action button, power button, all feels super nice to use. And again, they do stick out maybe a little bit more than the Mujjo case, but it still feels great to use them. Then we get on to the camera control button side of things, and this is probably my least favorite part of the Aspen case because they remove a pretty large portion of the case here to actually get access to the camera control. There's no sort of covering, there's no pill-shaped cutout, or even just a smaller cutout than what we've got here. It's a little bit too wide. Now that does mean though that using the camera control is probably the easiest on any case that I've used because there is nothing in the way whatsoever. There's a little bit on the back side of things there in regards to where the case meets the back of your device, but it doesn't really get in the way. If you need to use the camera control with the Aspen case, you're not going to have any issues at all, although if you drop the phone and it lands on that particular area, it's not going to be amazing. Now, as for the quality of the leather, we have a premium full grain oil wax leather on the back of the Andar case, and it feels super nice. Very soft, feels nice, it's going to age extremely well over time. Probably one of the best looking leather cases out there pretty much for any device. Now of course you do then have the MagSafe side of things, so I've got my official Apple leather wallet here, and magnet side, it feels great. The Andar Aspen has some great magnets, they're extremely strong. I've not really had any issues trying to move the actual wallet on the back here by shaking it at the bottom section, which is always the weakest section of MagSafe. Stays on there pretty well, kind of no issues there at all. It finds the magnets pretty good, it aligns pretty well, and it's definitely going to stay there regardless of what MagSafe accessory you're going to be using. If you've got a MagSafe wallet, a battery bank, a car charger, a nightstand, a desk stand, then the magnet side of things and the MagSafe side of things here is going to be great on the Andar, and you're not really going to be losing any accessories anytime soon. Now also with regards to the overall fit side of things, it's pretty easy to get the phone out as well. Now the best way that I find to do it is your 3 cameras on the back of the iPhone. If you just put your thumb right in the center and grab that top corner, then you can pretty much get any case off regardless of how tight it's going to be. But for me, the Aspen feels good, looks good, and it's got some great features to it overall. But then of course we've got the newest case that I've been testing, and that is the Mujjo Full Leather Case. Now when it comes to the fit of the Mujjo Full Leather Case, it actually fits a little bit better than what I found with the Andar case. It may be because it's got that full coverage with no sort of camera control cutout on there, all of the corners snap in really satisfying, and the more squared off design I think just makes it fit a little bit better than what you find with the Aspen case. Around the back side of things, so you've got your camera covering, and this looks super nice here with this nice copper accent to it. Now it's still going to protect the camera, it still sticks up far enough that if you're placing it backside down you're not going to have any issues at all. And again, you've got that Mujjo branding just on the back here as well, very subtle, very nice, along with these same colour matched copper buttons for the volume up and down, action button, and also the power button side of things. With the USB-C and all of the cutouts down the bottom, it's pretty much exactly the same as what you find with the Andar Aspen case, but again, because the Mujjo case is a little bit thicker, you've got a little bit more room there for your USB-C accessories. The buttons on this case are also super clicky. Now for some reason the volume up and down feel great along with the action button, but the power button just feels a little bit spongy for some reason, not necessarily as responsive, doesn't necessarily feel as good as the other buttons, so maybe something to look at in a future update. And then of course we have that pill-shaped cutout for the camera control. Now I'm not sure if it's going to come across on the video side of things here, but it's actually quite a deep cutout in regards to getting in there and using the camera control side of things. It's a little bit more finicky than what you're going to find with the Andar Aspen, and it would be good to still have this pill-shaped cutout but with a nice covering on there. Now don't get me wrong, it doesn't necessarily impact how you're actually going to be using the camera control, it's still very usable, you can still get to all the controls that you need to, but the button is just maybe a little bit more recessed than I think it needs to be. Now obviously they had to make some compromises with the case itself, because again the lay on the table with this one is a little bit more than what you're going to find with the Andar Aspen, so all around the actual phone itself is going to be a little bit thicker than what you find with the Aspen, which again is good for the to lay on the table side of things, but not amazing to get into that camera control button. Now, like I mentioned, I still like the more squared off design of this particular case, and it's still got that nice leather feel to it. It's a fine grain Danish cast skin leather. Now, the thing with this one is it's completely untreated, which is why you see maybe a bit of a colour difference and less of a shine compared to the Andar Aspen, but it still has that nice leather feel to it. It just doesn't maybe feel as premium as the price tag would necessarily suggest. Now, of course, when it comes to the MagSafe side of things, I would actually say that the magnets on the Mujjo case are a little bit stronger than what you're going to find with the Andar Aspen, but the alignment side of things is just not there. Now, I know that it's got that downward alignment magnet along with the ring magnet, but any accessory that you put on the back here that has to basically line up with the back side of things, so like a wallet, a battery bank, or a stand, for example, it doesn't necessarily stay there, and just using my little finger to move it around, you can see that it is going a little bit crazy. Now, don't get me wrong, once it's on an actual accessory like a car mount or a nightstand, for example, it's going to stay there, it's not going to go anywhere unless you want it to. But any sort of MagSafe accessory, regardless of the brand, the make, the size, it doesn't necessarily stay on there as securely as it does with the Andar Aspen. So if you are a fan of using a ton of MagSafe accessories, then maybe the Mujjo case isn't necessarily the one for you. Now, taking this phone out of the case is maybe a little bit more finicky with the Mujjo case due to the more squared off edges, but again, same sort of thing, go up to the camera, put your thumb right in the middle there and just snap off each of the corners, and you'll soon have the case off in no time. And also, just super quick, I want to point out that both of these cases are pretty much fresh out of the box. Now, I mentioned the Andar case will age a little bit better over time, but both of these cases are pretty much brand new and I haven't really used them at all. Now, again, in terms of the overall color side of things, you can see there is a massive difference, but I think that's just maybe down to the leather and how they've done the leather side of things. But for me, if I'm choosing between the Andar Aspen or the Mujjo case, the Aspen has to come out on top for a ton of different reasons. It feels nicer, it feels more premium, I think it's going to age better over time. I like how it's already aged even after the kind of couple of hours that I've used it compared to what you find on the Mujjo case, because again, with this one, it just feels maybe a little bit more plasticky or like that vegan leather that you get. It doesn't necessarily feel as premium, and again, they are both priced exactly the same when you look at the Andar Aspen and the Mujjo case coming in at $59. So if it was my money that I'm going to be using, it would be the Andar Aspen all the way. But as always guys, let me know in the comments section down below if you're currently using a leather case on your device. It doesn't necessarily have to be an iPhone. I know that Bellroy do one for the Pixel line of devices, for example. You can also get the Andar Aspen for the Galaxy line of devices. So if you are using a leather case, let me know what you're using down below, whether it's the Aspen, the Mujjo, or something completely different, and maybe I'll check it out in a future video. Now, like I mentioned in this video, they are both going to be linked in the description down below. I don't necessarily think you can go wrong with each of these cases. They both have their pros and cons, but for me, the pros of the Andar Aspen far outweigh the cons of what you get with the Mujjo case, mainly from the fit side of things, the more finicky camera control button, and of course the MagSafe side of things not being as strong on the Mujjo compared to the Andar, and that's why it would be my #1 choice. If you did enjoy this video, be sure to leave a thumbs up down below, and if you've got any questions or comments about this video or anything else on the channel, again, let me know in the comment section below as well. If you're not already subscribed, now is a great time to do so, and of course, once you've hit that subscribe button, don't forget to turn on your notifications so you're notified anytime I post a video here on the channel. I'm Michael from Copper vs Glass. Thanks very much for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next video.